friends. Welcome to Beyond the Screen, the Family Connection podcast, where we explore ideas, tools, and conversations that help families raise curious, connected kids without relying on screens to do it for us. I'm Dr. Samantha Hayes, educator, parent, and founder of Beyond the Screen Families. And today we're diving into a screen-free world, literally a world that can also be filled with imagination, movement, exploration, and creativity. Yes, all of those things. And you don't need lots of things to do it, just you and the latest episode of TumbleTales. And that means I have Andrew Rossi with us. He's a dad and he's the creator of TumbleTales. Welcome, welcome, Andrew.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be on the show. Really excited about showing parents about cool fantasy, imaginative worlds and all the fun stuff that we do at TumbleTales.
All that is TumbleTales, like how you make the geese sound, the flapping geese sound, which I just
Yes.
recently saw and was like, whoa.
And I was a little bit embarrassed about how sore I was from flapping blankets in my shed over and over again. Because I want to get the perfect version of it. So I'm like in there for 30 minutes straight, just like, ah.
Yeah, yeah. You need to start working on your flapping muscles, is what that means.
Yes, exactly. And TumbleTales is going to give me the biggest shoulders of any
Uh-huh.
podcaster out
Uh-huh.
there.
So why don't you share a little bit about TumbleTales, like what it is, how it got started, all of those like logistical things so that people who aren't familiar can understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. So TumbleTales is a bite-sized audio adventure show for kids. Each episode is about 5 minutes, give or take 30 seconds or so. And it was really formed out of a need that I saw for more screen-free, imaginative play and activities for kids. We were looking for things for our daughter. We live in Seattle, and it's notoriously and famously rainy and dark and gloomy in the winter. And we are usually the family that goes outside and we're going to the park twice a day and we're getting exercise. And even just yesterday, we had daylight savings time and it was like 4:30 p.m. And we're like,
Yikes.
what are we supposed to do? It's dark, it's dreary, it's wet, it's cold. We're like, oh, all right, we got to figure out how to do something engaging inside tonight because we're just not feeling it. And I was like, it's 2025. There's got to be activities for kids out there. There's got to be audio adventures. There's got to be interactive things that aren't screens. Somebody must have thought of this. Seems like a slam dunk for kids and for parenting. And I looked everywhere and I just could not find it. There was like one interactive audio episode from like the 70s from like an old Sesame Street tape that I used to have that I remembered. And I was like, you know what? I think I could make this. I have always been really obsessed with using audio to make immersive experiences for my friends and now for my daughter. And so I was like, all right, I'm just going to do it. And so I started making some little adventures for her where the narrator describes how to do all the activities on the adventures. And then I was like, I think there could be a real need for this for other parents. And so I decided to turn it into a company and made a bunch of different adventures and turned it into something that you can add to like a Yodo player or yeah. So it's just been having a ton of fun with it and been trying to make as many cool adventures for kids as I can.
Yeah, and they are, I just have to attest, they are so cool. I lots of times in the enrichment that I do, I work in literature in some fashion, right? Trying to combine all of the aspects. And the one day I didn't really have a book to go along with what I was saying, and I was like, let's try an episode of Tumble Tales.
Oh, heck yeah.
And the kids, I have like 18 kids in this small classroom, and we might have been listening to the superhero one, and
A great one.
they were crazy, but loving it. They were like, "Can you turn it up louder? Can you turn it up louder?" Like,
I love that.
It was just, and then it's playing on my phone. I can't get it loud enough. Like, and I tried to take video, and I was like, this is not turning out the way I want it to turn out. So I'm gonna have to do it again. But such an immersive, interactive experience, which I think is so powerful, particularly in an age where screens have taken over.
Hmm.
And you don't have to have a screen for this. It's
Yeah.
all about imagination and like movement and just getting into the moment.
And I think
No
that
screen.
yeah, exactly. And I think the audio aspect of it really kind of highlights the imaginative play kind of
Yeah.
thing. And I think that uh, just having the immersive, I try to be super meticulous about the soundscapes and about how all of the sounds really enhance the experience and put you into the world. And I think
Hmm.
that that really, when you're just in it and you're really, my whole life I've been all about like having moments where you're just in the moment and you're just enjoying what you're doing. And I really strive to, this is for my daughter, this thing that I made, and I really wanted to make something where it was just like, I want you to be in the world, just having a
Hmm.
blast, not thinking about this is like some kind of, you're like forced to do some weird activity that's not screens. It's just like, let's go to superhero camp and learn how to fly and break some targets and do some punches and kicks and go crazy.
Yeah.
And I always tell my daughter, I'm like, wow, you're really wild today. That's what we want in a toddler. We want you,
Uh-huh.
we want that wild energy. Let's do something wild.
Yeah, yeah, you absolutely do. Do you te now I'm curious because like you're talking about this. Do you test the episodes out on your daughter? Like is it like a record, test, then release, or is it just like here we go?
No, it's like tons of iterations. It's super. I have to try to not be too embarrassing and like go too crazy. But like this is like the first right here is like the first like test zone. And
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I write the scripts and I'm like, all right, so then they're like punching and kicking. And I'm like, how much time do we need between the punching and kicking? And I'm like standing up
Oh
and
my
I'm
gosh, I
like
love this.
going crazy, like in my office, like, all right, how fast does it take to kick? Now kick, kick, kick. Okay, I can do it. I think I can kick that fast. Now, how fast does it take my daughter to kick? And then I'll like bring her in once I have like a just the voice, and I'll be like, all right, Cece, let's check this out, and we're gonna see how good this actually is. And then if it's like super boring for her, I'm like, all right, that was dumb. That's no fun.
Yeah.
Let's make it fun and
Yeah.
revise it.
Yeah. I love that. I love the like real trial and error piece that you're building into it because just seeing the kids interact with just that one episode, um, and it worked for them, right? It wasn't too fast. It wasn't too slow. Like it was on pace. So hearing like that you're really like sitting, okay, how long does this take? Like, what does it look like? What's my daughter's reaction? Really, so that you're producing something that's like really worthwhile and is going to make that non-screen time way more fun, right? Like way
Yes,
more
that's the
fun than
goal.
screen time.
That's the goal. It's like actually, let's actually have fun here. I think that's like one of the keys to not having screen time, but then also making it not feel like it's like a huge burden is like,
Hmm.
let's do something that everybody's actually going to enjoy and like make it
Hmm.
legitimately fun. And to the point of like making things the right amount of time, we've gotten some feedback in both directions of like, I try to make it as approachable to as many kids as possible. So like I think for some of the older kids, like as you start like phasing out of maybe being ready for TumbleTales, it's going to be like, okay, things take a little bit long, but then my
Yeah.
daughter's too. So I also want to like make sure that it's really accessible for the younger kids. So we try to make it so they can actually process things and like think about what the narrator is saying. And then, okay, like kicking. All right, how do I kick? Because my daughter, you can see my daughter working and she's like, all right, kick. Now I have to like psych myself up.
Yes.
Like, ah.
There's a whole lot of different brain developmental things going on that a 2-year-old needs that a
Yes.
7-year-old maybe doesn't.
Yes, exactly. And trying to also balance like in each of the episodes, I try to have a unique, some kind of unique movement. So like in the space, like something that kids wouldn't do in like normal, just like running, jumping, that sort of thing. So like in the space episode, there's a whole segment where it's like, all right, we're in space and we can't let our muscles atrophy. So I don't use that word, but like we have to use our space bike, which is upside down. So you have to like lay on your back and like pedal
Uh-huh.
your feet to like make sure that we keep our muscles moving in space. And so I try to like have things that are approachable for most kids, but like that are also going to be like, oh, this is weird. I've never done this before. Like the mountain episode where you're like up against the wall and you're like, you can
Yeah.
shimmy in your house against the cliff and not fall down.
Yeah, that's awesome. So why might, there's so much out there and a lot of parents really love the video stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, why might parents choose an audio adventure over a video app experience?
Yeah. Great question. I think that, first of all, like we're not 100% anti-screen, no
Hmm.
technology at all in our house. Like there's nights where we'll put on a Bluey or whatever. And I think it's just these lend themselves more to that I don't know, visceral kind of imaginative play, and
Hmm.
they're really designed to get kids moving around. And I know that there's some video experiences where they're doing physical motions with the video, but I just wanted to have a specific one where there was like tons of options and different adventures where kids could do
Hmm.
things without a screen, and you didn't have to have that. And I think the thing that's really nice about it too is because it fosters like so much of that imaginative play. I've gotten a ton of feedback from parents that the adventures will end and then the kids will like go play with their toys and they'll like continue the adventure with their toys. And so it kind
Hmm.
of like pulls them into even less screen time and like wanting
Hmm.
to just like make up more adventures. And I feel like as a dad, one thing I've been trying to do a lot is make sure that I set my daughter up with the foundations for like how to have the like productive and healthy childhood. And one of those things is like teaching her how to play. And I always tell all my friends like I take play very seriously. And
Hmm.
so I try to prioritize like a lot of time to do it. And I really want to show her like this can be genuinely fun. You can really enjoy this.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I just think with what you've created, that imaginative play, I talk a lot about replacement activities, right? Like instead of
Mm-hmm.
just taking the screen away, like it's what are you replacing that gap with?
Sure.
And you're perfectly highlighting the replacement activity, right? Like instead of the app, the video, whatever it is, the screen, you're giving them this audio experience that, yes, replaces it. And so much so that kids are extending it. And like that is a true, like amazing experience, right? Because they're not going, it's done. I want to go back to my screen. They're like, it's done, but I'm not done.
Yeah, yeah, and I love that too. And I would love, honestly, like if you just buy like the first couple episodes of TumbleTales and then it like teaches kids like this is how I use my imagination, like that would be a huge win for me. It's like if this is just something that teaches kids how to have that fun and like play in the real world with their families and with their friends, then I've done my job, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Have you, because you're getting a lot of feedback, you're getting a lot of
Mm.
videos, you're getting a lot. What have you seen like a difference? Kids approaching like the audio only adventures. What is a big difference that you're noticing?
One thing that's really interesting is I got feedback about the different kids of the same family interpreting the
Oh,
instructions the same way. So,
uh-huh.
like the older kids, if there's an instruction to like, let's swim back to the shore or whatever, they're like getting down on their belly. And the younger kids, like,
Yeah.
they're kind of like, they're also learning from the older kid as well, the older sibling of what they should be doing. So, that's been really interesting. Like, the feedback of how kids are interpreting the different narration that I'm doing has been
Hmm.
really helpful for kind of crafting it in the future, and also just fun to see like, oh, I didn't mean that at all, but that's awesome. I love what you're doing there.
Yeah, yeah. And what a valuable experience. Number one, them being able to decide for themselves, like this is what I see, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
for parents, if we're sitting by and like watching this happen, that is a window into their world. Like you get a window into their brain in that moment, whether they're choosing to just stand and swim or they're crawling on their bellies or whatever it
Hmm.
is. Like you just get a window. It's such a rich opportunity that if and I'm going to take this leap. If you're sitting in front of a screen, you're going to see somebody doing it, you're automatically going to copy, right?
Sure.
There
Yeah.
is there
Yeah.
is no like we just don't then go, "Oh wait, no, but I want to do it this way." Like even
Mm-hmm.
little kids, they see, they copy. So it just
Mm-hmm.
allows for more of that creativity to be fostered.
Yeah. And it's really cool too, because we found even in our family, we like to do them with my daughter,
Hmm.
and teaching her how to do the different movements too. We've been finding is really valuable. Like this, we're going to stand on one leg and balance for this one, or like moving in slow motion. Like it's all these different like physical skills that she's been learning at the same time, which has been really cool.
That's so awesome. So how do you think like how you've designed this, you use this, you yeah, and you have an intent. How do you think families can integrate these kinds of audio adventures into their regular routine without, I hear this all the time, like I don't have the energy, the time, the space for more, right? So I
Yes.
don't
Yeah.
want huge prep. I don't want to like 100 supplies. Like how can they integrate it without adding more?
I think that this is like the beauty of the show. And this is the whole reason that I made it, like for myself, my own selfish reasons. It's like I need 5 minutes to unload the groceries. And
Yeah.
I have a wild and crazy toddler here who needs stimulation. And literally, it's just you go to your phone and you hit play, and it's no new stuff. We're very anti stuff. We're like trying to not accumulate a lot of different toys and things in our house. So we're like, this is also a great solution for it's just you press play and you're ready to rock and roll. And so I feel like it doesn't really take much to incorporate it into your routine. All you have to do is just give it a shot and see if your kid likes it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, have you had parents reporting that kids don't like it yet? Like,
Not yet, but
yeah.
we're open for criticism. I love to make the show better, but we haven't heard yet. My favorite review so far was a mom and her daughter did it, and she sent me a message saying, "My daughter and I have done 7 TumbleTales in a row, and we're both extremely sweaty. We're huge fans." I was like, "Perfect, yes, that's exactly what I'm going for." And some of the one, like the one we just released, episode 10, I specifically made it like my daughter was having a really wild and crazy day, and I was like, "All right." I got to write an episode that really tuckers kids out. So like,
Uh-huh.
how can I get, and so a lot of them are kind of, they revolve around a specific movement. I'll be like, okay, how do I incorporate like for the mountain climbing adventure, I wanted to do like a heel to toe balancing kind of movement. And I was like, oh, if you're like walking across a crevasse on a mountain, and then like the mountain adventure happened. And so for this one, I was like, how can I get a star jump in into the episode? And I was brainstorming about it forever. And my wife was like, oh, it'd be crazy if you had like those wacky game shows where they're like doing all the funky like physical activities and like they have to fit through the hole in the wall. And I was like, oh my God, that's perfect. And so the most recent episode that we just released was specifically designed. It's like they're jumping and crouching and jumping and crouching and like running and running and jumping and crouching. So it's specifically to like tucker the crazy kids out. So
Wow.
hopefully it works for everybody.
So is that how, like, talk to me about, because I'm like, is that how they're designed? Like, how do you design your episodes? Because I just heard you like, I'm trying to incorporate a different movement. Like, talk to me about that design piece, how it all kind of comes together.
It really depends based on the episode. Some of them I have a world that I want to put kids into. And I start from there. Like the superhero one, I'm like, okay, I need to have a superhero episode. Everybody loves superheroes. They're so fun. And it lends them like all the like crime fighting and action, like that totally lends itself to an episode. So I start with the concept of superhero. And then I start thinking of activities that would lend themselves to that world. I'm like, okay, so like punching, kicking, flying, like you have a fly position, like that could be super good. And then I start to like sculpt the plot line out of that. And I'm like, okay, how can I have, because each episode has to have conflict. Every good story has
Yeah.
conflict, but they
Yeah.
all have to be age appropriate and wholesome because I really want to strike that like Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, like
Yeah.
Pixar, like super high quality kids content level of quality. I really want to set like a new standard for audio content for kids. And so the content has to be like exciting but not too scary. Like for the mountain climbing episode, some of the soundscapes, it was like a point where you were like making a crossing, and then you like slipped a little bit. And my wife was like, "You cannot have this sound," because I feel like I'm pretty good at having immersive soundscapes. And my wife was like, "This is way too scary." So I have all these like alternate versions on my computer of like the director's cut of the different episodes. And so then after I have the movements and the general plot line, I kind of just have to like fill in the gaps, and the episode comes together from there. But some of them, it's like, all right, I really want to have like a star jump in an episode.
Yeah.
And then the whole episode literally just revolves around like making that one activity so I can really tire kids out. Or like I've gotten a couple of requests now for an episode with magic. So I'm like, okay,
Mm.
season 2 is going to have an episode with magic. So what does that look like? And like we have some new voice actors who are coming on for season 2 as well. So trying to like incorporate their skills and like, okay, maybe we can have a character that revolves around that. And so it kind of varies, but I'd say like the um having the world or the activity is like kind of the starting point for most episodes.
Uh-huh. That's so awesome. So, do you have a favorite story
Hmm.
using TumbleTales, like of a
Like favorite
family or
episode?
something? Yeah, like a favorite episode, a favorite like where a family shared something with you and
Oh,
you're like,
oh, that's a really good question. I don't know, just like generally receiving the videos from families where, especially where the parents are playing with the kids and everybody's playing together and just like making the memories and I don't know, being fully engaged face to face in the
mm,
moment with each other. I don't know if there's like a specific one that stands out, but just getting those videos of families being like, this was amazing. We had so much fun together. Like that just like totally warms my heart. It's
mhm,
the whole reason that I'm doing this thing. And like
mhm.
being able to do that for other families is super awesome.
Yeah, there's it's something I didn't think about anytime we've talked. I've never thought about, but hearing you say it over and over as we're talking right now about the connection piece, right? Like this episode, yes, can be used if you're trying to bring the groceries in or whatever, right? It can be used as like those small filler type of things,
Hmm.
but also there's power in that connection, like families doing it together, engaging together over this crazy, sometimes crazy little story, right? That's
Most of the time
compacted
crazy.
into 5 minutes and full of action. Like, and there's powerful connection in that small moment.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think like having fun together
Yeah.
is like a super strong bond. I feel like
Yeah.
we even I was talking about last night and I was talking to my wife and I was like, man, I am just like a little gloomy today. This daylight savings really hitting me. And I just like, I don't know if I have it in me to like do some play. And my wife was like, I think that means that this is like the night that we really do need to do it. And
Yeah.
she was 100% right. We like did a dance party with my daughter. We had some new music that she just found and we were going crazy in the living room together. And I was like, man, this is like so therapeutic to just like
Mhm.
have this connection with another person
Mhm.
and just like
Mhm.
be having fun together. I don't know. It's amazing.
Okay, so I asked and then I kind of changed the question on you, but what's your favorite episode?
Okay, favorite episode. I have to say this is not like trying to plug anything, but I just finished an episode for season 2, the first episode of season 2, and it's a really good one. I don't want to say what it is, but there's like a whole new character that I'm like a recurring character that I think I'm gonna reintroduce into the whole story, like across all the different episodes for like some callbacks for like the returning fans and things like that. But really, really excited about that one. And yeah, it's going to be super fun. I'd say for season 1, um, my favorite one, my favorite one is the rainforest one because that's my daughter's favorite one, and I just like seeing her have a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like maybe the like best starter episode that like a lot of people really enjoy is probably the superhero episode. I
Yeah.
get a lot of really good feedback about that one.
Yeah, I mean, my kids play superhero all the time without
I
it,
mean, who
right?
doesn't?
Like,
Superheroes are awesome. Yeah.
no, so when does season 2 drop? Like, when do we get to hear this episode?
That's a great question. I'm trying to work through like a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Like get a head start on the season so I
Uh-huh.
can make sure that I'm like really consistent once the next season drops. But I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks that
Oh, okay. So
will
we
be
don't have to wait long.
no, not super long. I'm
Okay.
hoping. I'm furiously trying to like night times and naps. I'm just like, all right, let's do this.
Uh-huh.
Let's make some stuff. So
So
yeah,
maybe season two will be dropped by the time this episode releases, depending on when it releases.
could be.
So next for TumbleTales, what I'm hearing is you got some super excitement. You've got some voice actors. Is there anything else happening that, like, gosh, this is so amazing?
Oh man, so many pie in the sky dreams that I would love to do like with the company. I would love to have like a whole family of shows. I would love to have some shows that are like a recurring like a whole storyline that goes over multiple episodes with kind of cliffhangers at the end and then you come
Mm.
into the next episode and you just continue on with the story and then that's kind of really like a golden era radio adventure but like
I
you're
was
also
just
like
thinking that,
yes,
like that
exactly.
whole throwback to like
Mhm.
radio, families sitting around a radio, like listening.
And you get that like a little bit of anticipation, like waiting for it every week. I would love to do that. That would be so fun. And I would love to do, let's see, I'd love to have like celebrity cameos. There's all kinds of places that I want to go with the company. So, uh, stick around. Hopefully we'll have all kinds of cool stuff happening. I'm trying to see just how far it goes. I'm just having a ton of fun with it and really enjoying it.
Stick around, right? Like
Yeah.
stick.
Yeah.
And you have something, there's something happening with Yodo, right? Like
Yes, yeah.
that's
So just
coming
signed a
up.
deal with Yodo recently, and the show is going to be hopefully in the Yodo store within the next couple of months.
Okay.
Hopefully sooner, but we'll see. Where I'm still in coordination with them. So really super excited about that. I don't know if any of your families have the Pinna podcasting app for kids, but we're on Pinna as well. So yeah, trying to see how many families we can touch with these cool adventures.
Get those little fingers out there reaching all over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you could give parents a mantra, a guiding principle for a screen-free adventure in their home, because that's what you're creating, right? What would it be?
I would say listen to your inner child
Mm,
and just try to have as much fun as possible with your kids. Where
mm,
I made this for my daughter and I just want it to be something that I can use to just soak up these years that are going to go by so fast and just try to have as much fun as possible and show her how much fun you can possibly have. And I think if you're just genuinely having a good time and actually letting yourself be goofy and romp around in
mhm.
these adventures, I think that um, it's going to be just a super genuine and great connection and experience. I hope for families.
Mm. It's such a good like point about like listening to your inner child. I don't know why we like try to get that out of our children. Like we squash that childhood thing and then we grow up to adults and all of a sudden it's like really squashed.
Yeah, yeah. I even read recently that it was some study on geniuses that was talking about when their peers that work with them, they found that when they were like in their most innovative states, they kind of had this like childlike play
Mhm.
aspect about them. And I think that I
Mm.
don't know, when I was in school, I had kind of like a do everything perfect and like go by the book mentality. And I'm finding now as an adult, like trying to learn a new language, something I did recently, and like just approaching it from this kind of like this is going to be hard. This is going to be weird. It's going to be uncomfortable, but like, let's just like dive in and like have a ton of fun and just see what happens. It doesn't matter if it's perfect. And like, I think that's the thing with kids too, is it's like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be this
Mhm.
weird, wild,
Mhm.
goofy thing that you're just like going crazy with them with.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
that's, I don't know, it's the best thing for them.
And you can have all of that in a 5-minute episode of TumbleTales,
Sure
right?
can.
Like connect with your kids, have that silly, kooky, crazy, like just reignite your little soul, right? I don't know. That's how it feels. It's like little spark.
Yes. Yeah. Love it. I think that's perfect.
Mm. So where can people find TumbleTales. Tell us all the places.
Sure. So we can be found at tumbletails.org. That's our website. And we're also on all major streaming apps. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Soon to be on the Yodo store. So stay tuned on that. And you can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Our handle for most of our socials is TumbleTales Studios. So
Okay.
we're happy.
TumbleTales Studios all
Yeah,
smashed together.
that's right. Yep.
But if they search TumbleTales, you're probably going to come up, right? Like,
I would hope so. We've tried to optimize our SEO. So
so they can find you. Is there anything that you feel like we haven't covered today that you want to make sure we get out there? Um,
let me think. I don't know. I just really want TumbleTales. It to me, it's like the business part of it is second. I really just want this to be all of my creative role models are people who were um, wholeheartedly committed to the creative part of the craft itself. And that is what I'm trying to aspire to. I just really want to make really cool things that families can enjoy together and have fun with.
mhm,
So hopefully they enjoy it.
mhm. And people can help you too, right? If they listen to the podcast.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. We would definitely appreciate if folks can leave a review. That is super helpful. The especially on Apple Podcasts, if you rate us 5 stars and give a written review, that's extremely helpful. Sharing us to your friends and family, other parents that have kids, getting the word out, that's super helpful as well. And we are so appreciative to our listeners because we couldn't keep making episodes if we didn't have our listeners. So we love to hear from people. So please reach out, tag us, email us. We love to hear from people. It's the best. Just getting to see
Spread
the
the
families.
TumbleTales.
Yes, yes. And getting to see families just having fun with each other. It's like, oh, it just melts my heart. So please
Yeah.
reach out.
Yeah, that's what it's meant for, right? Is all of that,
Hmm.
that connection, imagination, little inner childhood spark.
I mean, that's what else are we here for, you know? Like
What else?
if we're not going to
What
have fun,
else?
like what else are we here for?
Right. So if you're ready to lean into imaginative, active, screen-free experiences for your kids, head to your podcast provider and find TumbleTales, or you can go check it out at tumbletails.org and explore all of the adventures waiting. Like, you are not gonna regret doing this. And for more resources to help you balance screens with connection, visit beyondthescreenfamilies.com. Together, let's continue creating moments that stick. Bye.